Mr. Gates' constant reiterating of the benefit of these shots being able to reduce the number of humans in the world may seem completely bizarre, unless you also happen to read section 13 on the insert of almost every inoculation created, which requires that they admit that not only have they not been tested for the ability to cause the big C, that rhymes with answer, but also have not been tested for genetic mutation or the ability to, quote, impair fertility. Nice. But the last incredibly pertinent thing I'll show you regarding this entire CV issue and the whole video would be this study right here. Huge eye-opener regarding why there needs to be proper testing of these frequencies as well as of the SHOTS for mutations. Check this out. Quote, exposure to 50 Hz electromagnetic field induces activation of the Epstein-Barr virus genome. The abstract ends by saying, this finding provides additional evidence that DNA can be modulated by a magnetic field. Oh, you mean those untested electromagnetic fields that they're going to start freeing up and cranking all over America? They could activate mutations of dormant VIRUSs from DNA? DNA from what? And why would we have latent viruses and random DNA in us to begin with?
Do any of the vaccines on the childhood schedule contain monkey kidney cells?
Well, the polio vaccine does.
Are you aware of any simian, monkey, viruses, meaning viruses that come from primates, that contaminated polio vaccines and infected individuals receiving the polio vaccine?
Yes, SV40.
Okay. And what does SV40 stand for?
Simian virus 40.
Okay. And was it the 40th simian virus found? Is that
Yes.
why it's called? Are you aware of any virus from any animal other than simian or bovine that is in any vaccine?
Yes, there's a pig virus present in one of the rotavirus vaccines.
Can you go to Kinrix on the first page?
Yes.
Tap IPV. Do you see in the third line down, it says calf serum? Do any vaccines on the childhood schedule contain embryonic guinea pig cell cultures?
Varicella vaccine was passaged in guinea pig cells.
Do any vaccines contain gelatin from pigs?
Yes.
Do any vaccines on the childhood vaccine schedule contain human albumin?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What is human albumin?
Human albumin is part of human serum. It's part of the blood that is liquid.
Do any vaccines on the childhood schedule contain MRC5 human diploid cells?
Yes. Rubella, varicella, hepatitis A.
What are MRC5 cells?
They are human fibroblast cell strain. They were created by taking fetal tissue and from a particular fetus that was aborted by maternal choice, and the cells, the so-called fibroblast cells, were cultivated.
If you could turn to page 3 for MMR and MRV. Do you see that within the ingredient list that lists WI38 human diploid lung fibroblasts?
Yes, I do see that.
Isn't it true that human DNA in vaccines is typically purposely fragmented?
Yes.
This study involved 74 fetuses.
Yeah, 76.
76.
Mm-hmm.
And these fetuses were all 3 months or older when aborted, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What organs did you harvest from these fetuses?
A whole range of tissues were harvested by co-workers.
Okay. And these pieces were then cut up into little pieces, right?
Yes.
And they were cultured?
Yes.
Okay. Some of the pieces of the fetuses were pituitary gland that were chopped up into pieces to okay, included the lung?
Yes.
Okay, included the skin?
Yes.
Kidney?
Yes.
Spleen?
Yes.
Heart?
Yes.
Okay. And tongue?
I don't recall, but yeah, probably yes.
Are you an atheist?
Yes.
Okay. When you were a child, what vaccines did you receive?
Diphtheria, In childhood, I think it was probably only diphtheria.
That doozy of a deposition you just saw was of the grandfather of vaccines himself, admitting a plethora of dormant VIRUSs from a variety of animals and DNA, as well as cultured tissue from aborted human beings, placed all cozy-like right inside of the SHOTS that many of us have already received. Could this be from where these pieces of DNA capable of mutating are derived?
The vaccine they are planning to give everyone on Earth is an experimental mRNA vaccine that will alter our DNA forever. And if this experimental vaccine actually works, it will be the first ever in history to do so. Welcome to the New World Order.